You're very welcome back. Now, trying to keep the kids occupied is probably taking all your attention during self-isolation. The camera's tilted and so's the audio cue, leaving less time to think about meal plans.
So this morning we have a quick curry that will use up the contents of your cupboards and won't take half the night to make. Riggers from Riggers D8 is with us. Good morning, Shane.
How are you?
Good morning.
Good, good.
Do you prefer being called Riggers or Shane? Let's just clear that up first.
I don't mind either way, but like, it's just family and friends just call me Riggers.
Well,
okay.
Well, we'll call you Riggers.
Are we in that category?
Yeah.
So you're cooking.
We are now.
You have a Ruby Murray on the go.
A Ruby Murray. So the idea behind this is literally just to use up store cupboard ingredients, because now we're being told, you know, to like not shop as much, not go out as much. It's cheaper. Why not? You know. So rather than, you know, be out shopping for stuff that you don't really need, it's good for the family. It's really healthy. So there's loads of immuno boosting properties.
Good.
So turmeric and ginger and garlic, and so it's healthy, good for the wallet, and kind of good for cooking at home.
You're doing this as a vegetarian curry, are you?
I'm just doing it as a vegetarian curry, so you can absolutely add chicken or anything like that you want, or fish, or would be lovely as well. But I'm doing it as just a veggie option because, again, it's about using, you know, all of our cupboards are full of tins, you know, so that we never use. And you're like, what do you do with that? And what will I do with that can of chickpeas or butter beans or, you know, whatever. So I'm starting off with some, so this is a good way to use those up, you know. We all have crusty kind of garlic going rancid at the end of the fridge, you know. So if it's gone off, it's gone off. But if it's not, you know, use it and start cooking.
So you're going to start off at the base of the curry, are you?
Yeah, so starting off at the base of the curry. So the reason this is like a 15 or a 10-minute curry or whatever you kind of want to call it, it's going to take a little bit longer just with your butternut squash. So I've halved a butternut squash, peeled it with a veg peeler. Got that in the pan, and that roasts off, or you can boil it. And it takes about 10-12 minutes. Okay. And then that's it. That's ready to go. So while that's going, we're just going to peel the most annoying piece of ginger.
Yes, exactly.
Known to man. They're normally like big thumb size chunks,
they're small.
But this is a really fiddly little one. So we're going to make a really quick paste in the food processor.
So a bit of ginger.
But you can just grate this or finely chop it.
Have you got the seeds in the chilli?
Well, I just leave the seeds in. So I'm saying this would feed about 2 or 3.
So that's where the heat comes from, right?
That's where the heat comes from. But again, ginger, chili, garlic, perfect holy trinity of combos kind of for curry as an aromatic. And then we'll add dry spices. So I'm just quickly going to do that first.
A little bit of oil?
A little bit of oil just to kind of create a paste.
Okay.
So you kind of just want like a fine on that. What's that?
What oil did you use there?
Just plain olive oil.
Olive oil.
So you can use rapeseed oil, plain olive oil, whatever.
Whatever you have.
Whatever you have.
I'm already being hit by the smells here now.
It's strong,
So I have a little bit of oil already in the pan as well, but you know, just a tiny bit. Half a teaspoon will do you know. So get that in.
And as you say, that's the holy trinity of
it's the basis of your flavour as kind of like wet ingredients for curries.
Okay.
So you kind of start to fry that off. If your cooker kind of, you know...
Yeah, it'll kick in eventually.
Yeah, it'll kick in eventually,
I have a couple of coins here. I'll put them in a minute.
So you fry that up if you have... maybe have a high heat going. If you have induction, if you have gas, obviously you can moderate it more.
Okay.
So to that then, we're starting to fry that off. Let the juices and the aromas and the oils from those ingredients come out. And then we're going to add some dry ingredients.
Okay.
Which are your spices. Okay, so... We're going to do a teaspoon of each ginger.
Okay. More ginger.
More ginger, again.
Holy moly.
Great for the immune system,
good for the immune system. There's lots of vitamin A in this recipe from spinach that I'm going to add.
Too.
Good for your digestion, good for cell renewal. Turmeric, so if you have coughs, you know, if your respiratory system is a bit low, particularly at these kind of times, it's just good. It's not going to, you know, but it's a good way to kind of help the system along. A little bit of onion powder. So they're the basic spices that we're going to add, and a little pinch of cinnamon. Now, obviously, people associate cinnamon with baking and sweet food and Christmas and all of that, but it's another spice that's lovely just as a pinch in savoury cooking.
Another layer.
And you just want to cook out those dry spices just to let them again do that.
So you want to just cook out the dry spices. The wet ingredients will have been releasing their oils. You have a little bit of oil in there, and then they'll incorporate with the dry spices. Can you smell it?
Yeah.
So you're getting that hit straight away. So that's like your kind of...
That's your basic paste.
And it kind of starts to look like a paste that would come in a jar in a couple of seconds. Do you know what I mean?
Cool.
So then to that then, the tins that you have in the cupboard.
Yes.
So we have a tin of chickpeas.
Okay.
So that's going to give fibre and protein and bulk out. That's the bulk of your dish. Coconut milk.
It's times like this, Riggers, where the chickpeas and the lentils and all of those kind of healthy, bulking beans or agents are so handy, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. And again, you know, a lot of us have them at home anyway, but we don't know really what to do with them. Or I always get asked about recipes and do this and do that and what's easy and what's quick. So this is great for, like, the kids. It's great to feed kind of 4, just double it up. So I would say 1 can of chickpeas.
So we're tight on time, Shane.
Yeah, 1 can of chickpeas for 2.
Very good.
Okay. Say half a tin of tomatoes.
Very good.
And half a tin of coconut milk.
Only half.
You can throw it in if you've got more chickpeas and then just make it for about 4, okay?
So you're down now to, that's pretty much your basic curry sauce.
So that's your curry. So
now.
that's going to cook off. What we want to do then is add some of the squash will take about 12 minutes to boil.
And that goes in. Yeah.
So you throw that in.
Done that already.
That'll thicken up. I've done that already.
Bit of herbage then.
So then add that in.
We're lashing through this, Shane.
Throw in some spinach. We're going to get there in the end. So spinach then again, more vitamin.
Packed full of goodness.
There's no meat in this.
No,
there's no meat, but you can certainly add that if you want. So then at the end, then you just want to add some lime juice.
Lovely.
Beautiful.
To kind of give a bit of flavour.
And as always with spinach, you think that looks like an awful lot, but it'll cook down to a teaspoon.
That will cook down to the size of my finger now. Yeah, like we do about 6 pots of this.
So how long would you cook all that down for then?
So literally, that will take about 8 minutes just to cook down. Believe it or not, in about 8 minutes, that will be right down, bubbling away.
Do we have a finished article?
We do.
So 8-10 minutes, that's going to cook down.
So in 8 to 10 minutes, that's going to cook down. You just want to season it then. Yeah. And then I've just used, for the purpose of this, some microwave rice.
Very good.
So, you know, the 2-minute rice, again, a lot of people have that.
Okay.
So that's just been kind of toasted off and heated in the oven there.
As you say, that's sitting there anyway. People have the microwave rice at home.
So this is unfortunately going to take, you know, about that 8 minutes to cook down.
Well, do you know what?
We'll come back, will we?
Sit there. We'll come back to you after the break.
And then that you just plate that up, and then that's your curry.
We'll show the viewers the finished product after the break.
Thanks, guys.
Had your skates on there.
Absolutely.
Not the same oven that you're used to. Thank you, Shane.
Cheers. Thanks, guys.
Now, full recipe details are up on the website.
Right, soon to come, we'll be getting some reassurances of how our medical supply in Ireland is doing in the face of COVID-19. See you in a few minutes.